I believe you all checked today's topic, today's subject. Did you check it on our calendar, on our lesson? Today we'll be talking about neighborhood. So you can start thinking of what can you say about neighborhood. So when we start our discussion, you can have more things to say. Hello, welcome, Arjun. You can always check our website, our social media accounts to be informed about the upcoming lessons, upcoming live lessons. You can see our social media accounts in the video and the timer. There you can see. All right, plus 2 minutes, and we'll be starting. Last 1 minute. Please make sure your microphones are working, your headphones are working, because I really want everyone to have a turn to speak. And I feel really sad when you have some technical issues, then you cannot speak, you cannot talk. Then I can't listen to your speech, I can't give you feedback. I hope we won't have any problems like that today. All right. Hello again, welcome everyone. Today we're gonna have our live speaking lesson on the topic of neighborhood. So let's not lose any time and let's start our lesson. I'll be sharing my screen. I hope everyone can see. If you have any problems during the lesson, if you have anything to say about our lesson, you can use the chat box so I can see and I can try replying your questions. Okay, like always, we're gonna start with a tongue twister. So it's a really nice picture with autumn colors, autumn leaves. And today's tongue twister, I need to say, it's not very easy, but it's very fun to say. So I'll be saying it for 2 times, and then if you feel like trying, you can try saying it. Noisy, knobbly, neat gnome had 9 nice nieces who knocked 9 times on a naughty, naughty knocker. It's not easy. I'll try saying it one more time. Noisy, knobbly, neat gnome had 9 nice nieces who knocked 9 times on a naughty, naughty knocker. Anyone feels like trying? You can use the react button. Yes, Abby.
Actually, it little bit like difficult seems like me, so I'll just try it. Okay.
Please try, yeah.
Yeah. Noisy, knobbly, neat gnome had nine nice nieces who knocked 9 times on a nutty, naughty knocker.
Okay, that was good. Thank you for trying, Abby.
Thank you,
Maria?
ma'am.
Noisy, knobby, neat gnome had 9 nice nieces who knocked 9 times on a naughty knocker.
That was really good. Thank you very much. Yashin Ali. Can I call you Ali? Yes, Ali, you can try. You can turn on your microphone. Gnomes. Gnomes are like little miniature statues. Like we see them like little dwarfs, miniature dwarfs, like in the Snow White story, Snow White fairy tale. They're used for decoration of gardens usually. Yes, Ali, you can turn on your microphone and try. Okay, while Ali is getting ready, maybe Ranjana can try it. Yes, Ranjana? On the bottom part of the screen, you can see the microphone image. You can click on it to turn on your microphones. Arju? Yes? Okay, Rifat, I see your message. Are you having any problems about turning on your microphones? Arjun, Ranjana, and Ali? Okay. As I said, you can write me in the chat box if you're having any problems. We can't hear you, Arjun. Yes, Ali? If not, I'm skipping this tongue twister part so we can have more time for discussion. And meanwhile, maybe you can try fixing your problems. Okay. So here is today's agenda. What will we learn? I'll be sharing some tips and strategies for IELTS speaking part. We'll be working on some vocabulary about neighborhood. And we'll have some discussion questions, part 1, part 2, and part 3 for deep discussion. However, we will do the part 3 if we can manage our time. And I'll be sharing some idioms and collocations so that you can use them in your answers in speaking part. And today's objectives are, in this lesson, you'll learn to talk about your neighborhood, your neighbors, how was the neighborhood in the past and how is it now? So just to clarify, what is neighborhood? Neighborhood is actually the area where you live. All right, some tips and strategies. So understanding the question and giving a relevant response are really important for this exam. So even though you don't know, for example, while talking about neighborhood, if you don't live in a neighborhood, but if you live in a village, you can still talk about your village, but you need to be showing that you actually understood the question, but you need to be saying your reason why you can't talk about neighborhood, but you can talk about your village. You will make some errors. Don't worry about them. Instead, correct your mistake if you can and keep on speaking. And always be confident and smile. That will give the examiner a very good impression. That means like you are knowledgeable about the language, you're very competent in that language, and you can use it confidently. So we're gonna start with vocabulary. We will match these words to their definitions, and after matching them, we'll try to use them in a sentence. So today's words are community, tight-knit, amenity, hospitality, nosy, chit-chat, and suburb. Although you don't know their definitions, you can think of and maybe you can remember a context that they are used. And these are the definitions of those words. So please look at them, go over them quickly. And when you have an answer for number 1, community, you can write me in the chat. Yes, Ranjana. One F, yes, that is correct. Community goes for F. All the people who live in a particular area, country, etc. when talked about as a group. So who wants to use it in a sentence? The community. Ranjana, I see you're raising your hand. If you can turn on your microphone, maybe you can use it in a sentence. Actually, I would prefer hearing the sentence. Yes, Maria, maybe you can share your sentence with us.
I live in a very lovable community.
Okay, I live in a very lovable community. That's good. Okay, for number 2, tight-knit. Tight-knit. You can think of something like that. 2. Two goes for A, that is correct. Tight-knit means with all the members having strong friendly relationships with one another. So having a very tight-knit relationship. Abi, do you want to use it in a sentence?
Okay, ma'am, I'll try. I am having a very tight-knit relationship with my colleagues.
Very good. I have a very tight-knit relationship with my colleagues. Thank you. For number 3, amenity. Ranjana? Okay, maybe she left to fix her problem. Okay, anyone else? 3 goes for B. Friendly and generous behavior towards guests. We have another word for that definition. C. Yes, C would be the correct one. Amenity means a feature or service that makes a place pleasant, comfortable, or easy to live in. So it will go for C. So you can think of it like facility or rooms in a house, or facility in a house, or in a neighborhood. Anyone who feels like using it in a sentence? Okay. If no one, maybe I can use it in a sentence. I can say, my neighborhood is rich in terms of its amenities. It has sport facility, it has social clubs and everything. Something like that. Okay. For number 4, hospitality. B, yes. Hospitality means friendly and generous behavior towards guests. I can say that Turkish culture is famous for its hospitality. So if you have any sentence, any example sentences like that, you can raise your hand, or you can just turn on your microphone and share it with us. I really want others to speak as well. Waji, Ali, are your microphones working, and do you feel like using them in a sentence? Or Ranjana, maybe you can try turning on your microphone now. You left and came back. Bangladeshi are really good at hospitality. Yes, we can say that. Thank you, Rifat. I know you're on bus. Maybe you can't turn on your microphone now. That's good. That's okay. Okay. For number 5, nosy. Nosy. What can it be? Think of your neighbors. What can nosy mean? It came from Abi, D. Yes, nosy means too interested in things that do not involve you, especially other people's affairs. So, anyone who wants to use it in a sentence? Is there someone nosy in your neighborhoods, in your families, among your friends? Maryam, Ranjana, Rifat, Wadi, Ali, Arjun. I really wonder if your microphones are working, or you're just shy to speak for now. Maybe you don't feel like warmed up to speak yet. Like I said, if you're having any problems, any concerns, just write me in the chat box so I can help you. If not, I can ask Abi to use it in a sentence again. Yes, Abi.
Sure. Actually, I was just typing. Yeah, my neighbor aunt is really very nosy. She always want to discuss about everyone with my mother.
Okay. Your neighbor is very nosy. She wants to discuss about things with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is correct use. Chit chat. Number 6. Yes, chit chat goes for E. Conversation about things that are not important. Actually, that is the word, actually, like collocation that I use in my classroom most of the time, because students are always chit chatting while we're doing lessons. Okay, Arjun, Do you want to use it in a sentence and we can check if your microphone is working? Oh, Wadi raised hand. Yes, Wadi, we can try.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Great.
People usually do chit chat when they come back from their work for relaxation
Okay,
in
yes,
the neighborhood.
that's good. People can do chit chat to have relaxation in their neighborhoods. Okay, thank you very much for your example sentence. And lastly, suburb. Number 7. Yes, 7 goes for G. Suburb means an area where people live that is outside the center of a city. Usually we hear that suburb from American movies. So that's where I learned that the word actually while watching the movies. So yes, Wadi, let's hear from you again.
The suburb of Lahore is very peaceful and clean.
Very good. Yes, yes, that's what suburbs usually like. Thank you very much, everyone, for their contribution. So now we have all the answers. So now we'll try using those words, putting in the blanks, filling in the blanks. Please go over the sentences. And when you feel ready for number 1, you can raise your hand and you can read the sentence for us. Yes, number 1 goes for amenities. Arjun, maybe you can read it so we can have that sentence in our ears as well. It's
Okay,
very
so
important.
many of the houses lacked even basic amenities.
Very good. Baths, showers, hot water, etc. Thank you, Arjun. Okay, for number 2. Thank you for your kind hospitality. Okay, I read the sentence for you. For number 3. Number 3. Yes, it goes for community. Abi, can you read the sentence for us?
The local community supported us from the start.
Thank you very much. Number 4. Yes, it goes for nosy. Thank you. Wadi, can you please read the sentence for us?
Don't be so nosy. It is none of your business.
Thank you very much. Okay. Number 5. Do you think suburbs? Please try to look at other sentences as well. Yes, I would say it's chit-chat. Let me read the sentence for you. We spent the afternoon in idle chit-chat. So idle means like doing nothing, doing free things, being lazy usually. We spent the afternoon in idle chit-chat. Okay, number 6. Yes, 6 goes for suburbs. Ranjana, can we try if your microphone is working or not? Okay. Maria, maybe you can read the sentence for us, number 6.
They live in the suburbs.
Very good. They live in the suburbs. And lastly, number 7. Actually, we have only one option left. It goes for tight knit. Yes. And yes, Abby, can you read the sentence for us?
This is a tight knit community. They helped each other in tough times.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. All right, we finished the vocabulary part. Now I'm hoping to use all the vocabulary we just practiced using in our extended answers as well now. Okay, so this is our part 1, small talk. We'll have questions, and please try to give like from 2 to 3 sentences, and I'll be actually like checking the time for 20 seconds. And if you like extend 20 seconds, I may need to stop you. So while thinking of your answers, try to limit them with 2 to 3 sentences because it's the small talk part. So here comes our first question. Do you like your neighbors? And everybody will take a turn in answering those questions. Do you like your neighbors? Who wants to start? You can raise your hand. Do you like your neighbors? Mariam, can we start with you?
Well, yes, I do actually adore my neighbors. My neighbors are from the same country as I am, so we do have these little chit chats here and there, and they also have this daughter that's the same age of mine, so we do usually play with each other.
Thank you for your answer. It's exactly 17 seconds. That's great. Okay, Abi?
Yes, ma'am. I really like my neighbors. We are very like friendly with each others, and we have a very tight knit conversation with each other as well. We spend our evening most of the time together.
Okay,
That's
thank
all.
you very much. And who wants to continue? Ashar, welcome. We're having small talk discussions, and our question is, do you like your neighbors? Wadi?
Yes, I love my neighbors. They are very peaceful and good people. We usually chit chat during our free time, and the hospitality they provide to each other is uh, very good. So that's it from my side.
Okay, thank you very much, Wadi. Ali? Yasmin Ali? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, I think he's getting ready. Arjun?
Yeah, I really do like my neighbors. They are like very cooperative and very friendly, and most often like we are classmates. So we usually hang out together and go for a short trip nearby. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Ali's microphone is not working. Please try to give your answers to yourself, Ali, so that it will be practice for you too, although I can't hear you. All right. Rifat, how about you? Are you still on the bus? Can you speak? Can you give us an answer? I think you're still on the bus, huh? All right. All right. If you all gave your answers, maybe we can continue with the next one. What is your neighborhood like? What can you say about your neighborhood? What is it like? Whoever feels ready can start. Sure, you can think for some time. What's your neighborhood like? What do you see around? What are the amenities? What are the facilities? How is the atmosphere? Of course, just 2 to 3 sentences. Yes, Abhi.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, I must say my neighborhood is really, really good for us. Like we all are like a big family in our society. If there will be any small or big function, we always like try to help each others, and we always try to like provide our amenities to them with all the ends.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answer. Who wants to continue? Maria?
Well, I live abroad from my home country, so most of my neighbors are not from the same country as I am. So we don't know the same language, so we don't usually talk. But looking at it, my neighborhood is quiet. It is peaceful, and there's always these little kids playing outside.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Maria. Wadi?
My neighborhood is very peaceful, and there are very basic immunity. Like, I cannot say there are each immunity, but we try to help each other in the neighborhood to strong the community. And this is our neighbor is in the suburbs, and it is not such noisy, but sometimes during some first festival it's like noisy.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Ardu?
Yeah. So, well, my neighborhood is very neat and quite clean place, and people who are living here are also very polite, and they are always ready to help the people who really needs help. And we do all also we do have the small playgrounds for outdoor and indoor, so that the children here can go and play and have a good time there.
Mhm,
Yeah, and I also go for playing badminton for the indoor.
mhm.
Yeah, that's
That's
it
it?
from my side. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think Ali, microphone problems too. And Rifat cannot answer, so I will go for the next question. Meanwhile, I'm taking some notes about your answers, about your sentences, so I can give you a quick feedback in the end. So our next question will be, do you think your neighborhood is a good place for children? I already heard some of you shared kids are playing around, but do you think your neighborhood is a good place for children? Yes, Abhi, let's start with you.
for this time for sure. I must say my neighborhood is really good for them, for children's. Actually, they always like play in the ground, but like sometimes they get hurt while playing with each others. But if like some children get hurt, so their parents never come to the other parents, and they like never blame to others parents and why your children is like pushing or beating him while playing, and so forth. And so it's a good place for children to play outside, and our neighborhood really support them, as always they do.
Okay, thank you
That's
very much. Wadi, do you want to continue? Do you think your neighborhood is a good place for children? Can they play outside safely, peacefully? Yes, Waji, do you have an answer or do you want to think a little bit more? Okay, you can take your time to think. Maria?
Well, definitely, my neighborhood is a safe place for children. I would say that there's rarely any cars moving around in the streets in the weekends. So I see lots of parents leaving their children and letting them play in the afternoon all alone, and that is one proof that it's a very safe place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Arjun?
Yeah, so as I said before, it's a good place for we already have a playground nearby, so the children can go and play there. And for the little children, like below age group of 6 or 5, so we have a leisure park nearby, so where the children can enjoy their free time and also enjoy the rides and swings here there. And it's most probably most importantly, the place nearby is very safe for children, and parents have don't they don't have to worry about the safety. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Waji, do you feel ready to answer now?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, it was a mic issue.
Hmm.
So my answer to this question is yes. Our neighborhood is a very good place for children. Especially there are some sports areas like cricket, football, and in the afternoon they play when they come back from their schools, and there are some people who teach tuition will help them with their syllabus, like for preparing for the examination. So it is a quite good place for the children to live here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That was a different perspective. All right then. So I'll be moving on with my next question. And actually, it will be our part 2. So here we'll have a discussion. So in this part, you will have 1 minute to prepare and you will have 2 minutes to speak. And here is your task. In this task, you will describe the neighborhood you lived in when you were a child. You should say where in your town, the city, the neighborhood was, what kind of people lived there, what it was like in this neighborhood, and explain whether you would like to live in this neighborhood in the future. And okay, Rifat, thank you for trying. Anyways, you can join our next live session on Wednesday, speaking, and you can follow the other lessons as well. Okay. And please try to use these words in your speech: suburb, community, tight-knit, amenity, nosy, chit-chat, and hospitality. So I'll be setting my timer for 1 minute. And when 1 minute is over, I will ask you to give your answer. So you can start, get ready now. Okay. my time is over. So, who feels ready to speak? Yes, Waji, let's start with you.
I live in the suburb of Lahore right now, but if I talk about my childhood, so that was the industrial area of Lahore. So we were lived there around for 15 years of my childhood, just because my father were there as an employee, and that's why we used to live in the industrial area of the Lahore. The people were there like all the industrial people were my father friends, and they were usually chit chat with each other, and it was a quite good community. And if I talk about to live there for now, I will say no, because yes, it was an industrial area. So because of it, there was very much. It was like a noisy community, and there was like every time some noise of the industries, and the air of that area was not very healthy because of the industries. So I will choose to live in the suburbs because it is a very quiet and peaceful place to live. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Who feels like ready to continue? Yes, Abby.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, then coming to this specific question, I must say my neighborhood is really awesome, and I've been here when I was 10-year old. After then, I moved to the Hubbub area in the near 100 kilometer away from my hometown for my further studies. But coming to yeah, in this specific neighborhood, I always miss them, just because they always polite to me. They always they always love me, like they always cherish me as well. And this my area, it is called Sunoli. It is a suburb area, and it belong in India Nepal border, actually in the edge of the border of India and Nepal. So yeah, they are very polite, and they always lend their help, help, yeah, lend hand to always others. So definitely, if I want in my future, I would love to be in again in such kind of neighborhood, if I get some opportunities to stay with them in my future as well. Sure.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mariam.
Well, the neighborhood that I lived in when I was back in the day, when I was younger, is the same neighborhood that I'm living in right now. But what I think is that back in the day, when I was younger, I I think that we had more people my age, and there were more people from my home country that knew their language. So I had many friends at the time. I always remember that I go outside in the end of the weekend every single week and play with this group of friends. And we always tend to skip lunchtime or dinner time because we were just too into the game than eating. Uh, so I don't know, but my mother was always letting me play until 10 p.m. all alone outside my house with this group of friends. That's why this my neighborhood is so safe. And when I grow up, I would like to live in the same neighborhood to make my children experience the same thing that I experienced when I was younger.
Okay, thank you. That was really nice to hear. Okay, Arju. Arjun, do you feel ready to give us an answer? Or do you still more time? Do you still need more time? You can write us in the chat box whatever you need now so we can help you. Okay, thank you for your answers. I heard some comparisons and really nice answers. So I would love to share my text as well, my speech as well. So you can compare your speaking, your sentences with that text, with that answer, and you can think of what you can improve next time. So here it comes. Well, I actually did not grow up in a town or a city, so it's impossible for me to describe living in a neighborhood in one of these places. So instead, I'll describe the village I lived in as a child, which I suppose could be considered a sort of neighborhood. It is a small village in the countryside of Scotland, not too far from the town called St. Andrews. In this village, people were generally quite friendly, but there wasn't a big sense of community because everyone seemed to live their own lives. Of course, there were certain community events, and most of the children and parents knew one another, but it was not cohesive like some tight knit neighborhoods in other parts of the world. The village was a very pleasant place to grow up in for many reasons. It was safe and quiet with beautiful scenery surrounding it. As a child, there was always something to do there. We played football and hiked in the hills, and it was located pretty close to the towns and small cities if you needed anything else. I like to go back there, but I don't know whether I would live there again in the future. It was a wonderful place to be as a child, but as an adult, there really isn't much to do. It lacks the amenities of a town or city, and doing almost anything requires at least a short drive. However, I would consider it because it really is a nice area with a special place in my heart. So that was my example. So you can see some parts. As I said before, yes, the question was about your neighborhood, but apparently that person grew up in a village. So trying like explain your reason while you'll be talking about something else or something similar. So you can talk about that with the given task. So Arjun, do you feel like giving an answer for that? Now we have an example. Maybe you can have more ideas now. Okay. As I said, you can always write us in the chat box so we can help you somehow. So I'm taking my time, and it seems that we have time for a deep discussion as well. So here comes our deep discussion question. Do you think it is important to teach children how to have a good relationship with their neighbors? Please take your time, think about your answers, and when you feel ready to answer that question, you can raise your hand and you can give me an answer. And as I said before, in the end of the session, I'll be giving you some feedback. Do you think it is important to teach children how to have a good relationship with their neighbors? Abi, do you feel ready to give an answer?
Will you ask some encounter questions when we answer?
Excuse me?
Will you ask some encounter question when we answer this question?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand your question.
If I answer this question,
Yeah.
then you will ask another question to me, like in a deep discussion, or what type of answer
But
we have to
this is the last
give.
discussion question we will have for today. We will take a turn and answer, and in the end, I'll be sharing my feedback about your speaking. This is the last question. Okay.
Yes, definitely. It is an important aspect of the life to teach our children about the relationships with each other, but especially if we talk about the neighborhood where we live day and night, we have to teach our children to make and have a good relationship with, and be respectful to each other in the relationship. However, if there are some like bad people around us, but we have to show respect to our younger and older people, and we have to also teach our children that they need to help in their neighborhood, their neighbors who live in their community in every aspect of their life. So they make this thing make them a good citizen and a good neighbors as well.
Okay. Thank you, Waji. Yes, Abi, now we can hear from you.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, so definitely, I do agree with this statement. Like, we don't only like teach a good relationship with our neighbors to our children, but also with each and every person they met, either even they are younger or they are elder with them. So everyone have, like, we should always try to teach our children that we always have to show some respect to each and everyone. We always have to show some good humanity and hospitality, and we always have to show some good amenities with which, like, each and every person in neighborhood. We always like learn with all different children that to whom, like, along with we grown up, that we always take some good and bad habit with them. So if we teach them a good habit, like on a daily basis, on a regular basis, so after then it will impact in our further career. So I completely agree with this statement, and we always have to teach our children a good relationship with neighbors also.
Okay. Thank you, Abi. Maria?
Yes, I do agree that we need to teach our children uh, to have a good relationship with the neighbors, because if they don't have a good relationship with their neighbors, that will have an impact on how they see the place that they're living in. So if they don't like their neighbors, they would think that all their neighborhood is not good, and it's not a good place to live in. But if there's a good relationship between the neighbors, they would love the place, and they would like it even more, and see it as a very good community.
Mhm. Okay. Is that all? Okay. Thank you, Mariam. Arjun, do you have an answer for that deep discussion?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I do really think like it is very important to have a good relationship with our neighbors, because we have to deal with them daily basis, and they are the one who will be there at our first call in any situation. Like if there is an emergency or any health issues there, we will be calling our neighbors rather than calling our relatives. So we should have a good relationship with our neighbors. So, and there may be some functions ongoing, and we will be helping. Like other, if we have a good relationship with neighbors, then they will be helping us to get the function to its success. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay. Thank you very much for your answers. So quickly, I would love to give some feedback to you. And I took some notes in small talk part and the discussion and deep discussion part. So Overall, I would love to say, I think I said it before as well. Like while giving an answer, we tend to use like a lot. It sounds quite informal sometimes because it's our in daily speech. So instead of using like, we should be saying, for instance, for example, such as. So we should be using some more formal collocations or phrases instead of using like all the time while giving an answer. And we can have different fillers, like sentence fillers or word fillers. Let me explain it. Let me say more about this. If I would love to rephrase my sentence, something like this would be sounding better and more formal and professional. So overall, I would love to give that feedback to all of you. And when I think of in person, Waji, I would love to share some feedback with you. I really liked your answers. They were quite on topic. You didn't go off topic. They were all relevant with the questions. I heard like a lot in your speech as well. And sometimes I heard some hesitation that affects your fluency. So instead of having that hesitation, you can think of using more fillers, or you can just take your time. You can give a short pause and you can continue more fluently. So that hesitation tells me that you don't know what to say. It's okay. You don't, maybe sometimes you don't know what to say, but I would question your competency if you hesitate about what you want to say more. So that affects your fluency a little bit. So you can take your time to think, you can make your sentences in your mind, then you can start speaking maybe. The speed is not important, the fluency is more important in our sentences. So, Mariam, I heard lots of complex grammar structures in your speech. That was really good. You used words flexibly. You used the vocabulary that we just practiced. It was really nice. Just in the discussion part, in the part 2, when we talked about our childhood neighborhoods, that could have been a little bit longer, maybe. It was a bit short because I'm like taking the recording your time. So it was around 1 minute 20 seconds. So it could have been longer. I would say just that about your sentences today. Abby, yes, I would say that like for you too. I think I said that before as well. And I heard some grammar mistakes in your speech. For example, children's, together, each other's. So children, for example, it's already a plural form. Yeah. So as I said, like getting nervous is super normal. Just take your time, make sure about your sentences, think clearly, then give your answer. Don't rush, please. I hear that like rushing in your speech. So instead of rushing to answer, like speaking slowly, speaking clearly would help you more, and it would give you some more time to think for your next answer. And yes, I would recommend you to work on some vocabulary, some form of your vocabulary, and some grammar for you. And Arjun, actually, I heard you were using relative clauses and some complex grammar structures. That was really good. And in your speech, I heard lots of so. So you can try using some other fillers, some other connecting words or linking words. Therefore, however, although, in result, that's why instead of using so all the time. So that would be my only like feedback for you. Miriam, I would say you were around like 7 band, and because I heard like you were using if, would, those complex structures as well. So, and you were always on topic. And when I compare your previous time, I can really say like you're improving your speaking. So that was all for feedback. You're grading yourself, Abby. I would say higher actually, but you just need to like calm down and give more clear answers, please. I would say around 6 and 6.5, very close to 7. And as I said, you need to be working on that fluency a bit more. Take your time to think. Okay. I would skip the next question. Some quick idioms and collocations. Next door neighbor. A person who lives or works in accommodation immediately next to you. So my next door neighbor offered to look after my pets while I was away. A stone's throw, it's an idiom. A very short distance, you can just like imagine a stone's throw. Is your house far from here? No, it's only a stone's throw away. So you just throw the stone, it's just there. Okay, that was all for today. Before you leave, I will share. I will send you our post-lesson survey. Please fill that form so that we can improve our lessons, we can improve our content according to your feedback. So please, everybody, fill this form. And like always, you can always look at our content in the library. Sorry. Let me come back here. I think I answered that, but I would say around 5, 5.5, very close to 6, I would say, Abby. Like I said, like, please work on your grammar a bit more. And making mistakes, it's totally fine, but your error-free sentences should be more than your sentences with errors. That's it. Okay, thank you for doing the survey. Lastly, I would love to share our library with you. So we have general reading, speaking, writing, and listening parts here. You can always practice by using our videos and exercises here too. So they would help you. And you can always look for the other upcoming lessons on our Clasital website on the calendar part. So that's it from me today. You all have a good day. I'm hoping to see you on Wednesday, and our other teachers are hoping to see you in their own lessons as well. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Yes, buddy. I just saw your hand.
Ma'am, why there is the restriction of 8 students for joining the class? Like, sometime if I came late, it's okay if you don't allow me to speak, but to be in the class, I can read and listen to your tips, and this can also help me to improve.
Mhm.
It's just a suggestion to
Okay.
allow more than 8. Like sometime maybe I came late, or right now maybe other students are waiting. So
Okay.
it's
Did
just
you
a
write this?
suggestion.
Did you write this
So
in our survey?
okay, I will write it.
Please write it there. In speaking lessons, we're trying to keep the number limited so that we can listen to everybody and we can give like personalized feedback. For other lessons, like I'm giving only speaking lessons for now. So the number is really important for us. If we are too crowded here, I can't listen to everybody and I can't give personalized feedback. So that's why I want to hear all of you. But
Okay, ma'am.
please
Thank
write
you.
your suggestion in the survey. We can see what we can do about it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. But I will suggest you, like, if you write down the name of the people who come first, like the 8 student who come first, and you write their name, and then you ask only them the question and ignore the others. They can just listen to you. It's just a suggestion. But
Okay.
yeah, right now you are guys are also uploading the videos on internet, so it can also be helpful. So
Okay.
ignore my suggestion.
Thank you for suggestions. Please write them in our survey. We really care about them and we read them and we try to improve our lessons and content.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for the class.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.